So I will say a number of things have happened to me throughout my life, and I'm happy to be here to share one of the stories of those, but this is one that has been on my mind, especially as of lately. And so, thank you, and here it is. The day you lose someone isn't usually the worst. It's all the days after that they stay dead. For me, that battle was 6 times longer than it could have been, but not a day more than it should have. Over lockdown, I met the good company of a friend I'll call Leo, and he gave me the best of company. And when he was diagnosed with a terminal degenerative disease, it made me want to hold on more than anything. God, I would never thought that I could have been made to feel this way from a hedgehog. Yeah, Leo was a hedgehog, and I quickly grew to love him because, as I'm sure many of, I'll say first that he was the first living thing that I was fully responsible for. And as I'm sure many of you can relate to, loved ones or things that you are responsible for can quickly become a huge part of your world. And that happened for me when he was diagnosed with a syndrome that, starts with a little wobble in their walk. Not sure if I can remember the exact terminology for it. Oh, wobbly hedgehog syndrome. And so it was in the spring when I first noticed that slight wobble in his walk, and in that moment, I also remembered seeing his eventual degrading death in front of me. And I saw that in that moment, my world went dark. It was ending because he had become such a large part of my world. And so, my life, relatively quiet at the time, involved me going to school and work, and then getting to come home at the end of the day to crawl around in the garden, and hedgehogs are nocturnal. So the end of my day was the start of his. So I got to come home, crawl around in all the bushes and the garden, and please spare your sympathy for my old weary knees. But another fun thing was the amount of times of reaching through thorn bushes to pick up a body of quills and get him out of there. But I really felt revived with each step that he took, because it felt like we were defying the odds and that we were preserving this carefully built and grown world of ours, and that there was nothing that could compare or bring us down. And so there I was, following him every day, waiting to catch him for when he could fall. And that had the most meaning of anything in my life at that point. And as time went on, things progressed, and there's no way to kind of spin things when I was talking about it and relaying it to loved ones. And aside from saying that I was doing the best that I could do. And there was a vet visit, the last vet visit, the vet let me know pretty directly that we were in the end game, and I felt my world, crumble and again, kind of fall and feel the weight of that in that moment as well, because, that was our world, and, what happens when your passion leaves? I mean, I'm not exactly collecting Social Security right now, so I still had a lot that I had to, learn to, do and go on in my life with. And so, while I was left mulling that question, a couple weeks later, I came home to my apartment, and a good friend of mine had set up a surprise birthday party for me, and all of my friends were there, and Leo was there as well, and I got to bring him out, and I got to have everyone there in that moment and feel whole. And well, that was enough for Leo, because a week later he passed away. And by that point, I had figured out the answer to my question. And the answer to my question of when passion leaves, what you have left, is that maybe your passion doesn't have to leave, because he brought out parts of me that I would not have known how to. He brought out the best of me and parts that I wouldn't have known how to capture without him. And the consistency and diligence and strength that he brought out in me allowed me to, when he passed, go forward and use those traits in everything that I do. And to have let go of those traits after he passed would to have truly lost him. And I'll say that coming in today, my ending line was a bit different, but since then, that when he passed, I've been able to do so much and study abroad and pursue a doctorate program in clinical psychology and to move here and know that without him, I wouldn't have actually made it to this stage tonight. So with that, I keep him in mind, and thank you for listening.